What's up? How we doing? Let's do something a little different tonight. Hey, what's going on, Casey? How you doing, buddy? Oh, good day, Flaming. Hey, I'm in Discord, Josh. So if you want to come and hang out. Did I do this right? Oh yeah, there we are. The rear brakes are starting to go. Oh, let's see here. This is going to take a minute, which sucks. So, since this damn train is over a mile long... Alright. We got our brakes all set up. Now, the problem is I have to wait. You'll jump in about 15. Gotcha. Alright. I've got to wait for this rear brake pressure to get to about 75. So we're going to be sitting here for a few minutes, waiting for that to do that. And so, yeah. So this is Train Sim World 2. Now, I've had this sim for a while. It's the first time I've streamed it. We're just going to do a quick, well, hopefully a quick mission. This isn't a very, very long mission. I didn't even check, actually, to tell you the truth. Stop. Okay, so we got 35 miles to go. We're going to be starting going uphill. And then we'll be going downhill. So hopefully this will end up well. So again, we have to wait for our brake pressure to build a release in the rear of the train, which that's indicated right here, which says rear. Yeah, let me see if I can make these a little brighter. Now, obviously, I'm known for my aviation themed streams, but I do enjoy pretty much all type of simulation type games. The original train sim that came out, I think in 2010, it was called 2012 or something. I don't know what it's called now. I guess 2021. I have over 500 hours in that sim now. I haven't used that. That's the original sim. Now then you had Train Sim World and then Train Sim World 2 come out. So we wanted to take a little gander in this. I was actually been messing around with this a little bit today, making sure I was kind of doing this right, because I was having some issues with this sim earlier today. I was having massive issues. I couldn't figure out why the trains wouldn't go anywhere, but then I realized, I was like, oh, it's because they're really long and it takes a while for the brake pressure to release. So we're still waiting for that number right here to rise to about 75. Again, it'll take a while considering this is a very long train. So yeah, that's just part of it. And again, this is over a mile long. It's about 110 cars, give or take. So yeah, it's going to take a few minutes for this pressure, all these air valves and everything to kind of get released and everything. This is not a bad sim. I wish the sky looked a little bit better. The sky is not exactly the best. But, you know, it's not a terrible sim. And we're blocking roads. Oops. We got another train coming up beside us here in a minute. Now, one cool thing about this sim is I can actually get up and walk around in the cab. Here's up to 54, so let's get up and walk around, shall we? Jump down. Now we're not going to want to be on the tracks when this train comes around the corner. But, you walk around, mess around. I think these fuel caps actually come off. Yeah, I can actually take these off. sand levels. I guess it's a sand level. I don't think that works. Maybe it's just the fuel gauge. Not sure. It's an emergency stop valve, which doesn't work. It's not modeled. I really have always had a really nice, as much as I love flight sims, this has always been kind of like another passion of mine. I really do enjoy like train sims. I think they're cool as hell. Open door, closed door. Back in the seat. Let's see what our pressures are at now. It's 60, so we're almost there. We can start moving here in just a minute, and it takes a lot to get this thing moving. It's again, it's an over a month. It's about 100 and how many cars is it? 106 cars. So we actually have a green indicator telling us we can go, so we're going to be taking this right-hand track. Which is that other train coming up yet? Yep, here he comes. All right, 63, almost there. So he has to stop because his signal is red, so he cannot pass. He'll have to wait on me. Stop! You gonna stop right beside me? Like literally right beside me? That's cool, or even our speed gauge worked. That was pretty neat. Now I was messing around with this earlier. I actually can jump in that cab and I think actually take control of it. Alright, what's our brake pressure at now? We're at 68. We're getting there. We can probably go ahead and throw a little bit of a throttle into it. It takes so long for that brake pressure to release in the rear car. So we've got 4 engines at the front, and I believe there's 2 at the back. So there's 2 pusher engines in the back. All right, let's go ahead and give it a little bit of throttle. And we're going to do a hill start, so we'll get the engine going a little bit, and we're going to slowly release this brake. You're moving, you don't know why you're moving, you're not going anywhere. She'll stop. We should start moving here ever so slightly.
Is it really a mile long?
It is over a mile long. It's 106 cars. Oh, we're...
Oh, goodness.
Oh, uh-oh. Got a little bit of wheel spin there. $106 cars. If it wants to get moving.
Which it seems like it doesn't.
Well, I'm on a hill, and you have to, it's just sometimes it's stubborn. It's kind of like me and landing gears.
Yeah, did you see my new profile picture?
I did, and I hate you.
Great.
Come on, baby, start moving. Let's go. Come on. There we go. Now we're going. say that and watch it stop. And what do you know? It stopped. Get a little bit of sand. I just got this thing going earlier, and now it doesn't want to do it. There we go. Maybe. Alright, we're good now. Now we're going. About time. Finally. Actually, your profile picture is nothing but flattery, so thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
Alright, so we're only going to be able to go 15 miles an hour for a little bit until we get through the change point right here, the, whatever you want to call it. I actually don't know the exact term or whether that's called. Switching or whatever. This section. So this train's going to have to wait on us until we get clear and then get through the next signal. There's another train. Look at that. Now, I had this route in the original train simulator. I think it was a little bit longer route, though. There were some missions in that were like 2 hours long. We covered a lot of miles, like 60, 70 miles. This one's a lot more detailed than that sim, though. It's 100 times more detailed. You can actually open the fuse panels and mess with stuff, and all these buttons work and stuff. It's kind of great. Wait, so we got maintenance light, heater auxiliary, helper auxiliary heater, fresh air blower, fuse cap. There's all kinds of stuff. Oh shit, I gotta slow down. Going too fast. Now we're in a tunnel.
Or half of you is in a tunnel.
Not even half. Like just the beginning part of the train. I was messing around with the sim earlier today, just kind of trying to get used to it. Oh, on Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having... So I could not figure out for the life of me why I could... Like, I'd get and jump in these trains and I couldn't get it moving. Like, shorter trains, no problem, but the longer ones, like, why is this not moving? Every time it's like... Feels like there's... You know, it feels like the brakes are still on, but I got them all off, and I didn't realize... I had to watch a video, and I didn't realize that this thing models the air pressure through the whole entire train. So, like, the forward brakes on the front cars were off, but it takes a long time for the rear engines to release the brake pressure. So it was like, oh, so that's why I wasn't moving. I was sitting there trying to like go full throttle, mess with it. I was wheel spinning, all kinds of stuff, wheel slipping, everything. I was getting pissed off at it. Like, why is this not going anywhere? It was starting to bug me because I hate when I can't figure something out. And then I watched a YouTube video and I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I was an idiot. Oh, oh, Cole, you'll love it. So the last flight stream I did in the TBM, which I
Yeah,
did
was
the
it
Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah, that Hawaii event. It was pretty cool. It had full ATC, and then I almost screwed up at the end.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was nothing to do with the landing gear.
Really?
I said nothing
This
to
is
do with the landing gear.
improvement.
Oh, wait, okay. So, I almost didn't put enough fuel in the plane. I had
like your,
6
You
gallons
couldn't
in
take
each
off
wing.
because there's so many people in Orlando.
No. It had nothing to do with it. I just didn't put enough fuel in the plane. I landed with 6 gallons in each side. So I was like, that's very close, considering when I was still 15 minutes out, that one of the low fuel indicators came on. I was like, oh, that's a problem. So yeah, almost didn't have enough fuel.
But they're okay gliders.
Yeah, well, the problem is when you're at 3,000 feet and you're still 10 minutes from the airport, you ain't gliding that far. So, but luckily
Yeah,
we
the
landed
Flight
it.
could do that.
It's not at 3,000 feet.
It can glide maybe 10 miles.
You cannot go at 3,000 feet. If you're still 15 minutes from the airport, I guarantee you're not making that.
You can't make it to the airport, but you can make it pretty far.
Yeah, you can make it far, but you can't make the airport. That's just the whole point of it. Like, can you make the airport? No. Well, luckily I didn't have to
Maybe
worry
make
about gliding it.
threshold.
I don't know about that. All I know is we ended up making it, so we got all worried for nothing.
Like, you know how wide Lake Michigan is?
Yeah.
At 15,000, you can go side to side.
I don't know how many miles exactly that is.
Let's see.
Graphics in this are not that bad. Just, it's not exact. This is kind of a very desolate landscape.
miles.
Yeah, but that's also got to factor in how many souls you have on board, and maybe a few other factors, though. I mean, there's so many, weight and everything.
They could probably do that.
All right.
Well, I would ask my dad, but he's on a meeting, so we can't do that.
It's all good. It's not a big deal. Hopefully that's something I'll never have to do.
Yes. But always be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, I was an IFR. Finn was giving me hell about it because he's like, well, you're an IFR or VFR? I was IFR. He goes, you're supposed to have an hour. I said, yes, I know I'm supposed to have an hour of fuel reserves. I just completely botched the calculate. I just threw in 50 gallons thinking, that should be fine for both sides. And then it almost wasn't. It's like an hour-and-a-half flight, too.
Where'd you go from?
So I went from, actually, you know what? I can't remember the name of it now. Hold on.
I can probably look it up in the stream.
Yeah, look up in the stream. I can't remember. Lahui to Hilo?
Okay.
It's basically from one end of the island to the other. Hey Josh, this looks like your landscape, man. Nothing but desert and everything. Alright. Oh, we can go faster now. Alright. Let's open up the throttle a little bit. Finn will be out of action for a few days. He is going to Idaho for Christmas.
Idaho.
Yeah. So he said, as always, I hope we all have a Merry Christmas and everything. He said he'll try to pop into the stream I mean, he can, but he said most likely he won't be able to.
Well, you know, in the Pilatus, it is actually an hour and 7 minutes.
It might have been that. I can't remember exactly how long it was. I mean, the TBM and the Pilatus are basically the same type of cruise speed and everything, so.
So you were in the 900.
I was in the 900, yeah.
Do you know how much horsepower that has?
900.
That is correct. It actually is the most shaft horsepower out of all the TBMs. Because they went 850, well, 700, 850, 900, and then with the 910, the 930, and the 940, it's 850.
Gotcha.
Because it's more fuel efficient.
It was a good flight. ATC was great. It was kind of nice having, full ATC and everything. It was fun. I'm just glad I didn't crash because of running out of fuel. That would have really been embarrassing.
Yeah, so we were going from here to Mobile, and we were on the way down there. It's pitch black. We had to go like late at night. It's pitch black, and me and my dad were like, well, we can see these clouds, but that black stuff, we don't know what's there. Because
Yeah.
it was dark in there because there's no lights because the clouds were so thick. So we went in there and we looked down and we're like, yeah, we're fixing to go on a cloud. And my mom hates turbulence. And so we go into it and it's like, oh, this is nice, just light chop. No, we went boom. It was like ATC was like, Chris Armani, you good? And we're like, yeah, I just hit some severe turbulence. Like we hit like 0 G's and we went high.
No, thank you.
Saw this severe cell, and it actually, we didn't know this from the air because the GTN 750 doesn't say that. It actually was it was a tornado warned sail, so we went around it. And we got blown, like, hard. I'll be right back.
All right. I got a railroad crossing. All right. A little bit more juice. Get it max power. got any crossings up here? Probably not. Let's say 112. One thing I don't like about it is the old sim, like the sound was a lot better. Like in the distance, you'd hear me, and you know, this one, it's you almost got to be like right on top, and then boom, it finally hears you. I love how it simulates like you leaning into the turn, since these tracks are kind of banked to help these trains get through these turns at a decent rate of speed. Slow down a little bit. Apparently it's going down to 40 miles an hour just a minute. This might be the top of the hill up here, actually. And I'm not sure if it is or not. It looks like it is going to drop. Yeah, it's going to go downhill now. Oh, we got a little railroad crossing here. And it does go downhill, so that might be the Continental Divide. Yep, downhill now. It's a pretty sharp turn. So we're pretty much going to let it coast, and then once another weight of the train gets on the other side of the hill, we'll start picking up speed. That throttle is in idle right now. Just snaking our way through the heartland. Give it a little juice. It's crazy how you can see the other cars, like, way in the distance. "28 miles to go." probably going to start picking up a little bit of speed now. So we're going to go ahead and get our dynamic brake set up. Put it in 2. Now, I'm not 100% sure what dynamic braking is. I know it's a way to brake the train without, or slow down the train without using, like, brakes. I think it uses mostly engines. It's a way to save wear and tear on the train. That's what I do know about it. And we have a green signal, so that's always good. Green is good.
Green is good.
Green is good. So do you know what the signals are for trains on heading
No.
down the tracks? All right, so you have 3 colors. You have red, yellow, and green. Green means the track is clear. If you see a yellow, basically what it is so when you're passing that signal, if it says yellow, it means the next signal will mostly be prepared to stop. So it may be a red signal on the next signal that you go down. Obviously, the red signal, the track is not clear, and you must stop before before you pass that signal. That's what those mean. Now, on some of these tracks, and you see, obviously, we have 2 tracks here. Now, sometimes you'll have 3, and they'll have these sets of lights. They're like for each track. And if you're coming up to a switching area, they may be flashing a different color. Like if you're going to switch tracks, they'll be flashing and stuff. I don't know exactly 100% all of them what they mean, but that's kind of of what I figured out on my own. And now in real life, of course, we'd be, like this, no signals or nothing. I'd have to figure it out on my own. But on our heads-up display, it tells us when our next signal is. It's going to be 1.4 miles, and our next speed limit. The next speed limit area is going to be 0.7 miles, which is up to 55 miles an hour. Now, as soon as the engine crosses, I can't just accelerate to 55. I have to wait. I won't be able to accelerate until the last car gets through that section. Then I can accelerate. And it'll tell me on my little heads-up display when I can do the little red dot over here by under the top of the speedometer is basically your speed restriction, where your speed limit is. Looks like we're about to level off here. Kill a little bit of that brake. We don't need as much dynamic brake here. Actually, I might need a little bit more than I thought. Train sounds kind of quiet on the inside. It just may be me. I figured, of course, I've never actually sat inside a locomotive before, so I wouldn't know exactly how loud they do sound. So we're carrying a bunch of basically cargo containers, 53-foot cargo containers. Intermodal train, I believe this is called. So next signal coming up in about 400 yards. This one's green. Now on the other side is red, opposite direction. So fortunately, we're not on that track. I'm pretty sure most of the rest of the way down is going to be going downhill to our destination is downhill. So we still got 25 miles to get there. So that's about 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, give or take. As long as I don't hit any... Oh, actually, I can go a lot faster. Never mind, the speed just dropped. Never mind. Let's go ahead and speed it up. Probably turn that off way too fast. Probably should...
In your rewards and challenges, it says for 30,000, pick a domestic flight.
It's always said domestic flight.
Yeah, but like you don't want to fly out of the country.
I don't really have scenery for anywhere. I only have the Americans. I only have North America. I think I have South America. I don't have Europe. I don't have Asia. I didn't put any of those sceneries on the on my hard drive or anything. That's why. Just to save hard drives, because I know I'm not really going to fly in those airspaces, so if I'm not going to fly in it, why have them on here? No, but I always had it as domestic flight the whole time. I haven't forgot about your PC-12 request, so I'll get that in probably sometime this week.
Okay.
I might end up doing another FedEx flight tomorrow just so I can try to recover. I need to get that flight done. Since I should have logged it, but I didn't log it. The one where I did put the landing gear down. I could have, but I didn't. And now it's too late to log it, so it's like, alright, I guess I'll actually have to do it. Ooh, this is a really steep. This is a 1.5 grade. Holy hell, that's very steep. You don't realize like how a 2% grade feels in real life. You know, living in... Have you ever driven through Asheville or have been through Asheville before?
Yes.
So if you go through Asheville heading to South Carolina, it is a very steep drop. Once you get on the other side of Asheville and towards the South Carolina border. And that's like a 2.5% grade, I think is what it was. It's steep.
I think we have a 3% grade. I'll have to ask my parents. But I think it's 3% and it's a mountain here. It's called Mount Eagle.
Alright, what is going on here? We're going a little too fast. There we go. There we go. Back that down a little bit.
So what about if you could do like Charleston, like Panama, right?
That's not a domestic flight.
Really?
You said Panama or Panama City?
Panama.
Panama is not a domestic flight. And I wouldn't do that in the PC-12 anyway. I mean, I would do the I would do the Caribbean. I've done that before. Stuff like that, yes, but I'm probably not going to be going down to Central America and stuff like that.
How about Bangor to LAX?
Do you also read the fine print of that flight? It's a domestic flight.
You can do Bangor to LAX. That's a domestic flight.
You didn't. Obviously, you didn't see the other part of that.
What's
It says 2-hour flight.
Oh dang! This is only 6 hours in the Zebo.
Yeah, you got to remember, like when I do these streams, it's I'm usually on a work night, and I don't have 5 or 6 hours to stream those nights.
Well, you could do this on a weekend.
Maybe if I want to do a cross country.
You know, cross country is only 50 miles.
That's a lot more than 50 miles.
We can get John in here. Across country's 50 miles.
I know what a cross country is, but I'm talking about, yeah, you're talking about cross country and a jetliner. That is a lot more than 50 miles. You notice I upped those values up too, right?
Yeah, I did notice that.
This is a steep drop. 1.5 degree. Good lord, this is a steep drop. Oh shit, I gotta really slow down. Oh, I'm gonna derail. Oh, I need you to slow down, please. I've got to pay attention to where my speed zones are. I'm going like 10 over my speed limit. That's not good. Yeah, going uphill is a lot easier than going downhill. It's a lot easier to manage your speed doing that. Surprised I didn't derail right there. I went blasting through there. Making great time though. If I don't wreck the damn train.
Wow.
What?
I had an engine failure just at 1,000 feet on the marker. And I turned back around. In the airport elevation here is 600, so I'm 400 feet over there. I turned back around and landed.
What are you flying?
The fly.
Oh, I shouldn't even have never asked that question.
Yeah, what do you think? Like, I downloaded apps on my phone for the planes. Like the weight and balance calculator. Yeah.
Oh my god.
The QRH, downloaded that.
Oh, that's not right. I thought I was a flight nerd.
You should get the QRH.
I don't need anything else for my flights. I already do freaking 4-flight and other stuff, man. I don't need any other things. I mean, if it's free, then yeah, then I'll think about it, but...
Yeah, they're free.
Alright. I'd think about it then.
Like, here's one that's really good to be used. TBM Torque, TBM Performance. I would recommend TBM Torque.
G'day, mates.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Yeah, good man. How are you?
I'm just trying to railroad and not kill myself.
Is this online?
No, it's not online. There's no online features on this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool if there was, because, I mean, it'd probably be a bunch of idiots just doing stupid shit with it, though.
Yeah.
Alright, I need this thing to slow down a little bit. So, yeah, this is a very long, very heavy train, and now I'm going downhill, and it's like, I just want to keep going really fast. It's really tough to manage your speed in these things, man. It really is.
Was that a duck?
We are going way too fast again. Oh, I'm only doing like 15 over my speed limit. Come on, baby, slow down. Just putting wear and tear on the engine. Oh, those look cool. We got a big-ass wind farm there. I'm just wearing out the brakes on this thing, I'm sure. How's your day going so far, Josh? How's your Monday going?
Yeah. Alright. Pretty boring. Oh, it's Christmas week though, so that's cool. Short week.
Short week for you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I don't get a short week. I don't even get a day off for this week.
Oh, yeah. You must be flat out.
It's actually not been that bad. I'm not gonna lie. This is my 9th Christmas working at FedEx, and this has probably been the easiest one so far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. It's crazy.
Huh.
So I was like, I'll take the lighter short days when I can, and then whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been pretty light. We had a couple of days that were pretty crazy about 2 weeks ago, but other than that, it is now. I'm expecting this week to suck, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, right.
But looking forward to finishing out peak and just you know, I don't know. It's just weird. It doesn't feel like it's almost the end of the year already. It doesn't feel like it's Christmas.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's gone so
Yeah,
quick.
it's gone. It's a blur. It's a freaking blur.
Yeah.
But whatever. this dynamic brake working a little bit. Maybe we control our speed going down, and I can not go like 15 or 20 over the speed limit and almost derail. We actually got 13 miles to our stopping point. And once I hit that, it's going to be a short stream, so once we hit that, I'm pretty much going to call it a night because I get ready to go to bed. I just wanted to stream this for once. I've been wanting to stream this, and so I was like, screw it, let's just try to do this and not crash.
Yeah, it's cool. Something different.
Yeah, I want to do some different things. I love simulation type games. Obviously, you know, I love the flight sim genre. It's my bread and butter. But you know, train sim, and I mean, I've got American Truck Sim. I've got several simulator type games, and I kind of want to start streaming some of those a little bit more than just always doing flight sims every day.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I love simulator games too.
I mean, Truck Sim's pretty cool. I got the American Truck Sim. That's a pretty fun game. I haven't played it in a while.
I've got that too, actually.
It's a good game. It's not bad. I have the European one, but I like the American one better because, well, I'm American. Oh, Josh, you missed it. So the last flight stream I did, man, I was doing Hawaii, and they had full ATC. The first guy I had under center controller, I swear to God, had like an accent like you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like an Australian type accent. I was like, nice. I was like, Josh is being center controller. What do you know?
Yeah, I saw the stream. I was out and about, so I couldn't join in.
Nah, it's all good. It's just kind of like I wasn't planning on. I really wasn't planning on doing like that flight, but I noticed that there was like an event going on. I was like, oh, I've never flown in Hawaii, so let's jump on in and see what happens.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a good flight. I almost screwed up again. So I almost didn't put enough fuel in the plane.
What'd you fly?
I flew the TBM 900, and I flew basically from one island to another, like completely opposite sides.
Oh yeah.
And I thought I had enough fuel in the thing, and I technically did, but I was way too close for comfort. Like I had 5 gallons in each wing. When I landed, and that is not a lot of fuel. So yeah, that was way too. I think I started with 50 gallons in each wing, and I was like, oh, that should be fine. And then I was about 20 minutes out, and I got a low fuel warning, and I was like, oh shit. Here we go again. I'm gonna just crash again on stream because I haven't seemed to have had some bad luck with streams lately where I either, let's see, forgot to turn the battery on, the TBN crashed on me, which that was not my fault.
Oh, that's right. That weird one, yeah.
Forgot to put the landing gear down, and then I was like, what are we doing? So yeah.
I've been good. I haven't flown in Hawaii either.
It was pretty cool. I'd like to get some scenery for it, though. I had no scenery, so I was just flying the default stuff. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't too bad looking. But, you know, I see there's some freewares I probably want to take a look at and you know, see for myself. A little bit more dynamic brake in there. Got another engine coming at us here on the opposite side. I could go a lot faster, but I'm not going to. My stopping point is in 10 miles, and I don't know when the next speed restriction is going to be, and I don't really want to go blasting through it like I have been. So let's just keep it under control. So one of the cool things about this sim is, I don't know if you're watching the stream, you can actually get up and walk around. Yeah. Just get out of the engineer spot. I'm going to go open the front door and just look out the front door here. Holy shit, that looks kind of scary. Now, technically, no one's driving the train right now, so I guess I should probably go back up there. That would probably be a good idea. Where's the door at? Door, where are you? There you are. Back in the seat.
Close.
There we are. So you can get up and walk around. You can actually go uncouple the cars. You can do other stuff, man. I mean, you can actually do, like, be a real engineer and stuff, but... I would not recommend... I don't even know if you can. I wonder if you can just, like, just jump off the plane, or the train. Very desolate landscape. It's kind of like Australia. At least certain parts of Australia.
Yeah.
You're mostly city guy though, aren't you?
Yeah, on the east coast as well,
Okay.
like on the water.
How far are you from Melbourne?
It's like a 2.5
2 hours?
What?
I remember you saying one time it was like 2.5 hours or something like that.
Yeah. It's more like down the bottom. From like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
More dynamic braking again. Slow this thing down. 1.2% downhill. Now we get inside of about 3 miles, I'm probably gonna have to start like really hitting the brakes hard. Where are we at on this map? How much further we got? Okay, so we're going all the way to, okay, so we're going all the way to this. Look at this yard. This thing's huge. It's pretty much the end of the map for the most part. Yep. So I did an earlier mission today, and it took me to about halfway point of this map, and now I'm doing the other half. We got 8 miles to go. Now, before I put a lot of hours into X-Plane, the other train simulator that's older than this, it was called, every year it just changed the name, so it was like Train Simulator 2010 or 2011, 2012. Now it's like Train Simulator 2021, but it's a very older generation sim compared to this. This is a lot more up-to-date, more features, more realism, I guess more realism if you will. So before I got it really heavy into flight sims, I had a ton of hours in that thing. I think I have over 500 hours in that sim. Now I have 1,200 hours in X-Plane now. So this one I barely have like 30 hours. So this consist is 106 cars long, so we are like, let me see what it tells you. You're 1.6 miles long. That's longer than certain racetracks. There's an ice box in this thing? No way. It's got like a little refrigerator? That's hilarious. You can change that to kilometers per hour, I guess not. Seven miles out. Level ground here now, so maybe we're not as far downhill as we were earlier. I'll kill a little bit of this brake. industry up here. What the hell is this? I think there's a crossing up here, if I remember. Yeah, so I remember this from my old sim. They had like a cross gate up here. Oh, yeah, they do, but it's weird. They don't have a actual thing on it. Huh. I'll do a little flyby shot here, why not? Another one up. Oh wait, no, there's not. Okay. So I remember doing switching of vehicles here, yard work here before. I love how you can read the gauges through the windows. That's pretty cool. Hey Adam, what's going on? Just for you, buddy, little train sim. Actually, you just caught the end of it, though. We're almost done. This has been an interesting route, considering we've gone downhill. This mission, we've gone mostly downhill, and working the dynamic brakes and the independent brakes and everything have been a little tricky. A couple times I was going a little bit too fast. Surprisingly, I did not derail a couple of times. I was like going 15 or 16 over the speed limit. I was like, oh, wait, we need to slow down. But doing pretty good. Hope you're having a good evening. Thanks for coming in, as always. And also, thank you for the like. Always much appreciated. So I just got this route yesterday. Yeah, downgrades are really tricky, especially with the dynamic brake and everything. I was just, a couple of times I had it on max, and I still was not slowing down, so I had to like release that and hit the automatic brake and the independent brakes. And I was actually having a world of trouble with this sim earlier because I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get the train moving. Like I got the brakes in the lead in and everything, and I had everything configured right, but it's like, why can't I move? And then I finally figured out I had to look at video, and it said like, oh, you have to wait for the rear brakes to finally fully disengage, which that takes quite a while apparently. So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. So it literally took like 10 minutes for you to get brake for the rear brakes of this train to release, because this is a 106 car consist. It's 1.6 miles, I believe. So I'm great. How am I? I'm doing really well. Not really loving the fact that tomorrow's Monday already. But what can you do? We should be. Yeah, well, I mean, we only get one day off, though. I mean, it's just like your weekend is just already gone before you know it.
Yeah.
So it's like, shit. Alright, let's go ahead and start slowing down a little bit more. I said slow down a little bit more. Like now. So I may not be doing this exactly the right way, and if I'm not, I apologize. But yeah, this thing's an interesting locomotive. I mean, I like the detail on it. It looks good. You know, the sand patch grade is really cool. Either Mondays are always a thumb down. They are unless you're off on those days. Okay, we definitely don't slow down this much anymore now. So we got 2 miles to our stop point. Well, we're coming up on a speed restriction of 35 miles an hour. I remember this route very vividly when playing in Train Simulator 2020 or 2010 or whatever you want to call it, the older one. Should have a gate up here, I believe. And I do have one. Oh, it's a stoplight. That's realistic. Yeah, the way I was driving it, it was shaking an ass ton, I can promise you that. I might be in the minority here, but I think the graphics in Train Simulator or Train Sim World, the first one, are better than Train Sim 2. I'm not a big fan of. I kind of like Train Sim 1 a little bit better. I was kind of mad that they brought out another sim right after that too, because it was like, y'all just released this game, so what why? Good horn sequence. Thank you. You can tell I've played enough. I've played enough. They're also nicknamed the Thundercaps because they shake a lot. I think I read that comment earlier. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Hey, slow down some more. I love I like Train Sim World 1 better a little bit, to tell you the truth. I really do. I was kind of disappointed that they dropped it as fast as they did. I was not a fan of that. But again, I had the old Train Simulator that came out before all this. And I have tons of routes, and I've spent tons of hours on that one. I haven't played it in a really long time, to tell you the truth. But Amtrak, yeah, Amtraks are really cool in any of those games. Yeah, man, I remember you, Pilot Luke. What's going on, buddy? Aviation Geek 00. Well, hope you're doing well, buddy. Long time no see, man. All right, we need to start doing some stopping. I should probably, like, kill the throttle. That'd probably help. I'm doing good. I've been going between X-Plane 11 and P3D and Microsoft Flights. I can't pick a sim, but how are you, man? I'm doing really well. I've got to stop in 0.7 miles. I don't mean to stop this far back. I'm just trying to make sure I don't blast through it. You know, really, tell you the truth, I'm just going to call you Pilot Luke. Tell you the truth, my friend, I mean, it just depends on what you like. I mean, I just like X-Plane. That's just what I like. Microsoft Flight Sim is great for its visuals, but I don't really like the flight model. P3D is really intriguing, but I don't want to get invested in that. I already have too much invested in X-Plane, and with X-Plane 12 coming out, I don't really want to start spending money on another sim, or at least, you know, P3D. I heard it can get quite expensive. Yeah, so we got to stop in about 850 yards. Yeah, Pilot, we've been doing a fair amount of flying, man. We've had a couple of really good streams, aviation-wise. We had a 4-hour flight, well, I take it back, 4-hour stream with full ATC, an event a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, I sat on the taxiway for 2 hours and then did a 2-hour flight. That was kind of a funny flight. Tonight, just doing something a little different, getting a little train sim world in, because Adam, who's on Facebook, who follows me on Facebook, mentioned it before. And I was like, that sounds like something that I haven't done in a long time. Why not do it? These locomotives are looking good when dirty. That is true. I like the model. I think the model looks good. I don't really like how the ditch lights don't work. They don't flash, but that might be maybe that type of engine. Oh, wait, wrong button. Let me hit that button. All right, we need to stop. Please stop. I don't know if I'm gonna stop in time. Oh, now I'm gonna stop too short. I'm gonna stop too soon. That's dumb. That's what... See, now I gotta, like, pull forward, like, 10 feet. I mean, in real life, that would be more than close enough to be where I need to be. Unless they're ex-Southern Pacific locomotives, then they will. Oh, okay, the Union Pacifics don't have ditch lights on their... Okay, I did not know that. I don't see a lot of Union Pacific where I live. It's mostly CSX and Norfolk Southern. Oh my god, move forward, please. I'm just going to let it coast down and then I'll hit the brakes. Again, in real life, I'm more than close enough to be the signal. I don't need to be like 3 feet from the signal for it to be like, hey, you completed the mission. Yeah, they have ditch lights. I've seen those many a times. Is that close enough? Thank you. So looking at my speed here, we went blasting through right here, like way too fast a couple of times. Right here, way too fast. That's funny. And then just stop, speed up, stop, speed up, stop, speed up. Norfolk Southern has the best horns, from old PF5s to the loud K5 LLAs. Alright, this is going to take me to another mission, but unfortunately it's going to be 10 o'clock and I cannot, I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to pop in and see what it says for something old, something new. Let's see what this is real quick. I'm going to see the intro to this and then I'm going to... Good morning, we almost made it to Laramie. We need to drop these cars off before picking up some more. Alright. I think we're going to end it here because I got to go to bed, so... That was fun. It was a fun little interesting mission. I'll have to do some more of those and check them out. I'm probably gonna be. We'll see. We might be streaming tomorrow night. If we do stream tomorrow night, we're gonna be flying though. I need to redo my FedEx flight since I botched it last time. Yeah, that wasn't very good since I forgot to put the landing gear down. Adam, sorry you came in at the end of the stream, man. Again, it was going to be a short one. I just wanted to kind of do a test run on this and see how it looked as far as on the stream end and everything. Hopefully everything looks good. Aviation Geek double... Is it I couldn't remember. I'm sorry, Pilot Luke. Yeah, Aviation Geek 001. Good to see you again. Hope you're going to hang out with me some more, man. It's always good to see you. Do an Indy flight. Unfortunately, the flight I have to do is going to be, since I'm going to do a FedEx VA flight, I am currently in Jacksonville. So I'll have to check the, actually, you know what? I'm going to do that right now. Let me look. Let's look and see what flight I can do from Jacksonville. It's probably going to have to go back to Memphis, though. Hold on. Let me double check it. Let me take a look real quick. Let me log in real quick and 0CAC. I don't think that was the right number. Oh, it was. All right, routes scheduled. So from Jacksonville, I can either go to Memphis, I can go to Fort Lauderdale, Atlanta, Miami, Boston, or KMCO. So I don't have any Indy flights, unfortunately. That is a shame. Let's see if there's any longer distance. Nope. That's the only flights I have to choose from tomorrow. So we'll probably just go back to the hub. And then I can probably go from the hub to probably to Indy after that. I'm pretty sure I could. So do Lauderdale? I could do Lauderdale maybe. Let's see. It's only an hour. How long is the flight? It's 1.1 hours. So we could probably. It's a very short flight. It's a very short flight. If we can do it, if I have enough time tomorrow, I could probably do to Lauderdale and then see if there's anything else I can do really quickly after that. But it's just going to depend. That's the hard part about doing flights for virtual airlines. You know, because we're flying the real world routes. So, yeah, I want to do Memphis to Indy. You know what? Hold on. What I could do, and I've done this before, I could fly into Boston. It's 2.5 hours. I could fly into Boston, and I know there's a Boston to Indy flight because I've done it many times. So, that might be what we do now. Again, it won't be Indy tomorrow. Actually, let me double check that real quick. Oh, yeah, there's an Indy flight. So, okay, that's what we might do. We might fly to Boston. We'll land in Boston, check out the chowder, and then we will do an Indy flight after that. It won't be the same night, though, but the next VA flight I do, we'll do to Indy, so we'll get that in there. Boston's always a great airport to fly into. It's one of my favorite. I have great scenery for Boston. It's a freeware scenery. It looks fantastic. So, that's one thing I really do about going into Boston. So yep, that's the routes that I'm looking at for there. So yeah, right now I'm in KJax. So these are the options I have for Jacksonville. Again, Memphis, Lauderdale, Atlanta, Miami, Boston, or Orlando. But we'll go. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, Jacksonville. We'll go Jax to Boston. Get some chowder, and then we'll chill out there, and then our next flight after that we'll do Indy. I think that's what we're gonna do, Adam. Was that a 720 the camera? I like that. Yeah, that's part of the soft. So when I got Streamlabs OBS, you don't have to purchase. You can download like transition scenes like that, and yeah, I've had that for a while. So I wish I could take credit for it, but unfortunately I can't. It's just that's just the little thing that it does, and it's unique. I like it. I think it looks really good. It looks clean, and all the other graphics that you see in my page, that's also from the aviation theme that I found on Streamlabs. So, but Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up tonight. But tomorrow night, if we're going to be flying, I think we're going to do that. We're going to do Jacksonville to Boston, and then we'll do Indy after that, maybe the week after or something like that. Maybe do a post-Christmas flight or even something on that weekend. Fan of my layout? Appreciate it, man. My man. Canadian Hillbilly, my train pulls 101s. I actually have a Canadian route on here, Canadian Hillbilly. I do have a Canadian route on here. You just met, yeah, I'm sorry you missed it, man. It's just kind of a quick stream tonight, but don't worry. We're probably going to be streaming tomorrow. If we're going to be doing some flying. We're going to go Jacksonville to Boston. So hopefully it's some pretty good. You have Train Sim? I have Train Sim World, Train Sim 1, and I also have, what's the other one it was called? Crap. Yeah, just Train Simulator. They used to have it go out per year, but now they just call it Train Simulator. That's the old one. That's kind of the OG. I don't remember the map. I don't remember the map that I have. Which one do I have? Hold on, now I want to know. Train Sim World 2. Let me go to the Steam page real quick. Shut up. Which one do I have? So that was the Cheyenne Laramie route. What do we have? I have the Canadian National, the Oakville subdivision. So Hamilton to Oakville route. That's what I have. And I was actually just messing around with it earlier today. So maybe next time I do a train, I might do that route instead. We'll do some short runs and maybe do some marshalling and get some consists put together and everything like that. So I think Canadian Pacific have really cool looking liveries for the trains. I think they look really sharp. Anyways, all right. If I ramble on here forever, I'm never going to go to bed. So unfortunately, we're going to call it a night here. As always, appreciate you guys' support. As always, you guys help drive the content, and you guys hanging out with me and supporting like what I like to do is really awesome, you guys. And I'm a big simulator nerd, and I'm going to start doing a little bit more simulation type stuff. I'll obviously doing my flight stuff because I'm just that's what I'm known for. But I will start doing some train sim and maybe some truck sim. So I kind of want to keep some different content. That way we're not always doing the same thing every time. So until then, this is Pushback Approve, aka Ralph. You guys have a great evening, and we'll catch y'all later. Have a good night.